By the end of my speech, the audience will know what the dangers are of living in the Philippines. Upon my final retirement, I will be relocating to the Philippines with my family. After this speech, you will know some of the dangers associated with this move. Living in a foreign country can be both rewarding and fulfilling, a lifetime dream, but there can be some dangerous aspects as well. Today we will discuss weather, terrorism, disease, and natural disasters. First, what are the weather issues associated with the Philippines? Next, what is the status of terrorism? Then, what kinds of diseases are common? And finally, are natural disasters a common occurrence? Much of the information I'm going to share with you today has come from personal experience in traveling the Philippines and research that I've conducted. What are the weather issues? Well, in the Philippines they have what they call the monsoon season, which basically runs from May through July, sometimes through August. You get torrential rain at any time. It can last for days at a time. Also have tsunamis, which occur when there's an earthquake, normally in the ocean. Doesn't happen frequently, but it's possible. And then typhoons. Typhoons are a very common occurrence. According to the Asian Disaster Reduction Center, they're an average of 20 per year, with 5 that are deemed as very destructive. They can occur in any part of the country. Normally in the northern part of the country is much more common, but they can occur anywhere. What is the status of terrorism? There are homegrown terrorists, mainly what is known as the Abu Sayyaf and the MLNF, the National Moral Liberation Front. They have foreign fighters that have invaded, Al-Qaeda and ISIS both. In 2017, the city of Mawari, which was on the island of Mindanao, was taken over by a group of homegrown terrorists. But they were supported by outsiders as well. Essentially the entire city of 200,000 was flattened to the ground. 150,000 people were displaced. The entire city was gone. The city was essentially destroyed, and that was the local fighters the countries used to deal with. But the terrorists that come from outside are another aspect that they just weren't used to, and it was a very, very destructive war. Lasted about 45 days, but it was just horrendous to the people who lived there. And in the Philippines, since then, they've had martial law. According to presidential spokesman Salvador Pinello, according to the military, the martial law has helped in the peace and order situation, and it has dissuaded the terrorists from inflicting the usual violence against the population. There are checkpoints everywhere on the island of Mindanao. You can drive maybe 10 kilometers, 6 miles, and you might hit 2 or 3. The martial law hours are from 10 at night until 6 in the morning. It's perfectly quiet. You can, without being cliche, you can hear a pin drop in the middle of the night. It's completely quiet, no vehicles, no people, nothing. It is inconvenient at times, but it's also a safety factor. There's not going to be just random people wandering around. If there are, the police, the military is going to stop them. Next, what kinds of disease are common? You have dengue fever, which is transmitted through mosquitoes. Malaria, which is transmitted through mosquitoes. Dysentery, which you can get if you can drink bad water, untreated water. And then typhoid, again, another one that's a bacteria. But according to the Mayo Clinic, a vaccination is important to receive before traveling to developing countries, which is correct. Whenever we go, we always get our vaccinations. We get our malaria pills, we get our shots for typhoid, and we've never had an issue. And then, what natural disasters might occur? Well, you have earthquakes. The Philippines is part of the Ring of Fire in the Pacific Ocean. There are earthquakes, not terribly severe, but they do occur. Landslides. There's when you have a lot of rain, if you have earthquakes, you're bound to have landslides as well. You just have to not live at the bottom of the hill, because chances are you might get swept out by that landslide. Flooding occurs also. Saying during the monsoon season, flooding is very common. In conclusion, we talked about what are the weather issues associated with the Philippines. Next, what is the status of terrorism? Then, what kinds of diseases are common? And finally, are natural disasters a common occurrence? Although there are many issues in the Philippines, it is a great place to live and visit. The benefits far outweigh any potential problems that may occur.